Yeah. So uh, just 12 hours ago, a company called Pika just posted a video of their new text to animation AI. And I
Wait, so
I I knew things were headed this way, but I didn't realize that it had already jumped to what you're about to see.
okay,
So,
but before we do it, so what
yes.
I imagine this means is you can speak a prompt and it will create a moving image.
Yeah, yeah. That is, yep,
And
definitely. And
it's
now
not
you could do that previously, and it would make some moving animation, but it was mostly most of the examples I've seen were like it'd be like a sort of a floaty, fluidy head of a person, and it would slowly turn, and then that would be it. Or it would be like leaves waving a little bit.
hmm,
This is uh, I'm going to show you, and then we can we can discuss it. All right, can you see that?
yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What did I just see? So they typed in prompts,
Mm-hmm.
like it said fireworks, and AI coughed them back a person, a woman with yellow hair, speaking, and fireworks were going off next to her
Right. And they
without
probably
any
took,
further prompt
right.
than fireworks.
And I'm sure they did something to kind of make it look like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I mean,
Just what
they all
it
look
all
like
looked very yeah. So it's clearly, I mean, that must have. I can't see how that wouldn't have been trained on Pixar movies, but it just bypassed the entire animation production pipeline.
industry. And
The
what
whole
did
thing.
they call it at the end?
It's the
Uh,
future of animation.
yeah, the future of animation.
That the amount of jobs that just bypassed is just kind of it, it's mind blowing. It's
See,
just
okay,
just
you said that this wasn't going to be a scary one. This is
I said it
this.
would be less scary for you and I than it would be for somebody working in an animation studio.
Okay, so
But
all right, you know, I always go to the scary part. So what is it's dawning on me because you know, through the past, as we've been doing these, I'm getting more and more understanding of what's actually could be happening.
mm-hmm.
It's not that it's the end of animation, it's the end of people doing what they love and getting paid for it.
Yes.
Now, people might be able to, like, long time ago, many years ago, 40 years ago, there were people who would be called into advertising agencies who knew how to paint script. And when they had to have a really beautiful logo painted or a headline that they couldn't just put together with typeset or eventually computer typeset, a person would be hired to come in. Now, when they started to develop Photoshops to the point where it could render gorgeous letter forms, that person lost their hand painting by hand job. Now, what that person did afterwards, I don't know. Maybe they
Right.
still could do it, but sure, I'm sure that nobody came after that person. There's no like industry of people doing that
But there
now.
was a new skill they could learn, and there was a new job to replace that for other people who are willing to learn that stuff.
Right, but that's what I'm talking about is like, okay, so the mechanical realm came in and said, stop doing it that way. You can do it by using our tools,
Right.
and you're going to have to learn how to do that. And oh well, that's the, I don't know how subtle it is, but that's the transformation that I'm seeing on such a vast scale. Like,
And how fast it's happening.
yeah,
I thought this kind of thing was going to happen, and I knew it was going to happen.
well, we
Um,
talked about it, right?
but yeah, but I didn't think it was going to happen this morning already.
But do you see what I'm saying about
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not that,
It's the scale of it is completely different, and it's not it's not something new replacing something else that you can then switch to.
but even when it was things that you could switch to, you know, I mean, I guess that's just advance of modern transformation. Get used to it. Um, this is, you're right, it's a completely different thing. What does anybody else do now if you're not a programmer developing these systems?
But you see, the AI stuff is coming for the programmers already. It's a much it yeah, it already programs.
So everybody's going to do macrame and the machines will take care of everything.
That's called utopia, Matt.
I know. Okay, this was a scary one, Brian. It's
I
scary.
know. I was, I just what I wasn't expecting it to take that big of a jump already.
So what does the industry, so if you saw this from people at Pixar, I imagine they don't want to hear their names said, but I'm not asking you to do that. But I am asking for, did you get like a feeling of like, this is exciting, or like, holy crap, we're screwed?
My sense is that the higher up you go in the chain, the more excited and interested they are in this stuff. But the people, the art on down at the artist level, they're they're not as excited. They're
Right.
pretty nervous. Um, yeah.
Okay, so we're still back at, and I just want to be careful too that I know that like, am I the one who keeps bringing it back to this? I'm the scary old curmudgeon.
Well,
guy.
I mean, I could see, okay, let's try and look at it from a different perspective. If I have an idea for a movie, a 3D animated movie, I can do it now without, it can be done without having to be part of a whole giant animation studio.
Well, I mean, that's one thing too that I, as a person who has seen people who have done simple animations as promotional stuff for their books,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, that's the direction that everybody wants to get a contract from a production company to animate their book or make a
Yeah, so
movie
you
out
could
of it.
take your latest picture book and you could have an animated film made about it.
Just do it
Yeah,
and with this app, all
yeah.
done.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I don't know why the higher up the totem pole people think that they're um because they're not gonna, I mean, this is cutting out their industry.
Eventually, yeah. Yeah. I guess in the shorter term, it means they could do their movies a lot cheaper, um, and a lot more of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I get to say, I'm not, I don't think I should have said totem pole. Higher up the hierarchical structure.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry for the that appropriation thing.
Yeah. No, but uh,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
I mean, we're not just doing this, right? We're not just doing this to terrify people, right? I mean,
Right.
we're also saying, like when you share this stuff with me, I'm like, okay, so you pretty much said this 6 weeks ago, but you didn't say it was going to happen in 6 weeks.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So what this means is that thing that we were talking about, somebody coming home from work and calling up Netflix, and they have, or typing into Netflix and saying, make me a movie, and you get it in 7 seconds, and you give them a prompt, or you tell it, it's a buddy film with some romance in it, and a little bit of blood and lots of action. This is the beginning of that.
Yeah. 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 Um, do you remember I sent you and Steve a quote from one of the AI developers? I don't know if you remember it.
Um,
Um, I'll I'll, I'll just go ahead and share it right now. That one.
oh yeah, months worth of progress will start to happen in days. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Holy smokes. So this guy right here, if we're looking somebody to point at, that guy he's one of the guys.
Yeah.
He's doing this. Email him.
Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
because there is that element of it too, is whenever we say, well, they're making this, like, who's they? Who are the people?
Right. Well, yeah. And then I mean
I mean, yeah, forget.
The video I just showed you is only one of the new AI developments that I've that has happened that's really big within the last couple days. There are more. There are more that are probably just as big, just not as specific to art and creativity. But
I guess the thing that still concerns me, and it will continue to, is that not I recognize that, yes, people are going to be wrung out of the business. It won't be the same business. But it's also that it's changing. I talked about this before, the meaning of meaning.
mm-hmm.
What is creativity? What is art? And I may be able to continue doing what I'm doing because I've got a record, and more than likely books aren't going to get crushed by the new industry by the time I'm dead. Who knows? Maybe it will. But like, what concerns me is, like, what is creativity? Well, how will that be defined? And what will people be doing?
Yeah, yeah. And I've said this before, and my worry is, will people who normally would have pursued a creative path not bother now?
Right. Because
And
who
then what does
cares?
that do on the larger scale of all of a sudden you have a whole bunch of humans who would have been creative and now aren't? How's that affecting us all? I
And
don't
there
know.
have been, what's that? The movie Idiocracy, and also the
Oh yeah.
animation of the little guy who was stuck on a planet. He was a little automaton.
Oh,
And
Wally
Wally, yeah, like, and all the humans are in a
glued to their
spaceship.
chairs. Yep.
Yeah, they're glued to their chairs. Yeah,
Yeah.
until the machines take over or break.
Right. Yep.
All
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Thank you, Bryan.
Yep. Yep. I'll save the other news for our next longer one.
What? What?
Oh, there's been more AI developments just in the past day
All right,
that
just give
are
us little teasers then. We won't talk about them. I promise. I won't say anything.
okay. So let's say you've got Chat GPT, for instance. Think about, instead of one, think of a million all at once.
A million GPTs working
Chat
together.
GPTs all working together like a
What?
swarm.
Okay, but
Or
a swarm is a good word.
yeah,
Um,
or think of, okay, Chat GPT, but you can license it now and make your own. Anybody can make their own fine-tuned version that has all the capabilities of the whole chat GPT, but is also narrowed down to do any other little things, more of a specific specialty too. And now anyone can do that.
Okay, I'm trying not to talk. I won't say anything. All right, keep
Yeah,
going. What's
yeah.
another one?
uh
Well, we'll go into more into detail on those.
Yeah. Another one is that because it can now, in real time, understand uh, visuals and audio. I have an example that I'll show next time. If you show ChatGPT a video of like a football game in real time, it can give you play by play of exactly what's happening, what strategies they're using, tell you all about the game like an announcer would, with passion, say things like, he was robbed, or what kind of a call was that, or, oh, they're going to regret that run, or whatever, in real time, in whatever voice you want. Because it
Okay, I'm not gonna
understands
talk
what
about
it's
it.
looking at, it understands the strategies, it understands
I'm not talking about it.
Yep.
I want to though.
Yep.
Okay, and then there was one other thing. I don't remember what it was, but stay tuned, people. We'll be back. Thank you for letting us interrupt your normal viewing hours.
Go back to your normal lives.
Yeah, yeah. And